Bricks and Minifigs is your one-stop shop for all things Lego. Hit the link below to find a store near you.
My name is Joe. I'm here with Sean Coetzer at Brickfair Pretoria 2023. And we're going to look at Sean's Steampunk Airship. And he was awarded Best in Show for this event, for this build. Congratulations, Sean.
Thanks a lot. That's very cool.
Please, if you wouldn't mind just taking us through what you've got here. It's an incredible build. It's so detailed. It's eye-catching. And we've had so many people just say, have you seen Sean's build? It's beautiful. And it is incredible. So well done, Sean. It's a build that you've mentioned for the last at least 4 or 5 years. What a build. Congratulations. So I'm going to start at the bottom here and then you tell us. So Sean, tell us what's happening at the bottom level.
Okay, so that is basically like the way into the airship. So if we think about it practically, something this heavy could never land on the ground. So it always has to sort of moor somewhere. So the only way to actually get into the airship is to then climb up the ladder, and that's the entrance. And then once you then got into the first level, there's an internal lift that goes to the top. So there aren't any external ladders or anything. So first level is the entrance level. Okay. On the second level, what you've got, if you think about this, like this airship, its sort of backstory is that it goes on say like 2 or 3 month long journeys, and everything is kind of like self-sustaining. So that level is the water treatment level. So if you look on the left hand side, it's the grey water that comes from the bathrooms upstairs, and then it gets filtered through the engine system in the middle that is also like driven from the top motors, and then out on the other side is the nice clean water that they can reuse. So
such great attention to detail. Well done. And the level just above the water purification system, what's happening over there?
That's the food level. So they've got a little farm going. They've got some chickens and then vegetables as well. So again, self-sustaining, eco-friendly. So they then grow their own food, and then on the left-hand side of it is where the food gets stored, and then they can keep flying without having to actually like refresh from anywhere else. They can look after themselves.
So they can grow their own food, they make their own clean water. It's an amazing build. And the level as we go one up, what is that more the administrative level?
So that is it's the sleeping quarters, entertainment area, resting area. So there would be beds in there, couches, etc. Not any TVs because this is set in 1890, so there wouldn't be anything like that. But it's the living quarters essentially.
That's fantastic. I absolutely love it. And then we go up to what I guess is the engine room for this whole operation.
That's correct. So it's the flight deck in front. So if you look at there's 2 pilots.
Is there a reason behind the 2 pilots?
It's such a big craft that you don't want to leave the whole like destiny of the thing in the hands of one person. So it's basically a pilot and a co-pilot to make sure that everything is in order. Obviously, like in the time frame that this thing was built, they didn't have any kind of GPS or anything like that, so they would have to like physically keep a lookout. So that's why you've got a guy in the front as well. So he's like a third set of eyes. That's just looking what's coming up, and then he would then like shout back to the pilots to warn them if there was anything in the way, etc. So it's a team effort to actually fly the thing.
I absolutely love it. And then moving up to the blimp itself. This is such a difficult build. It's a strange shape. There's no straight edges to this thing. How did you plan this blimp shape?
Okay, so that was the one part that I actually started working on about a year ago. So I wanted to see if it was practically possible to build something like this, that it would stay together, knowing that it was going to be exceptionally top heavy. So I built a proof of concept late last year. It's got Technique lift arms as the ribs, and then it's using Technique rectangular bricks to then join the ribs, and then once it's joined, it's got multiple levels of plates to then give it strength. So it was quite challenging. I'm not a sort of like technique building expert, so I had to learn a few things, but it worked out well in the end.
And then I see the use of the fantastic use of some wedge plates to get the end shapes, the ball end shape of the blimp. and you've executed that perfectly. Well done on that. It's such an amazing build, but like you said, this build can never land. And to overcome that sort of concept, you've had a metal structure built for that. So tell us a little bit about how the metal structure incorporates into the build in the inside.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So obviously, as you can see, it is exceptionally top heavy. So I was thinking that I could maybe have like a frame on the outside, but then it would kind of like overwhelm the build. So I spent a lot of time thinking about it. So it's got a steel frame that runs all the way to the very, very top of the build. Over that steel frame is a technique frame, and that runs in through holes that are in each level. So it basically slides in from the top. Then once each level is over that technique frame, it gives it all the strength, because then it can't like move around in the frame. So so each level goes over that technique frame, and then on the very top is a steel plate. And that was the kind of crux of the whole build, because how do you actually get the thing to hang? So at the end of the day, what has happened is that the levels are actually hanging from the steel plate. So it's got technique lift arms that go through holes in the plates. It then clips from the side. So those levels hang from it, and then the airship on the top, it basically rests on that steel frame. Steel plates. So the top and the bottom, although it looks connected, it's not actually connected at all.
So it's a modular build. Is it just the two modular pieces, or are there more modular pieces in this build?
No. So So that top piece is the main piece. Each level is its own separate module, if you like. So it gets assembled and disassembled each level, and then the central piece, and then each piece on the end actually clips off as well. So it takes a while to assemble it, but it makes it much easier to actually transport it if it's broken into like a lot smaller pieces.
That's such a clever plan, and I can just imagine how difficult it must be to try to design something that can be transported as one piece. In system, in technique, it's a little bit of a different story, but you've overcome that with some great design ideas, ending in a fantastically beautiful build that won you Best in Show. Again, congratulations, Sean. Thank you very much for taking us through this build. It's a fantastic build, and you saw this morning when I asked the people, who do you guys think won Best in Show? And it was unanimous from the crowd, Sean Coetzer. Congratulations, and have a lovely day.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, thanks a lot. I think it's if you sit at home and you spend months building it, and then you get to the show and you get like a really like a large amount of really good feedback from people, that it makes it absolutely worth it, and then it motivates you to then come back next year and hopefully do something better. So yeah, thanks a lot.